quand, Manel?
Pour la 15e fois, c'est ton père qui t'emmène. Bon, t'as ton sac. Allez, maman, rendez-vous.
Avec qui?
Est-ce que je t'en pose des questions, moi? Avec un monsieur.
Quel genre de monsieur?
Du genre qui dit oui à maman.
Le Pompon, c'était formidable sur plusieurs de niveaux. I thought this was a really great comedic short film on so many levels. I loved the opening sequence with the music choice and how she's doing her makeup and putting on her jewelry, and this just sense of anticipation that's created right from the start, and the way that everything else unfolds afterwards. I also loved how it was about so much more than the stuffed animal, and that kind of comes through, and there's so many other things at play, and I just thought it was such a wonderfully comedic way to explore all of that within parenting and childhood and so many other things. So really, really great.
Le Pompon was so fantastic, and I loved the mother character. She was so incredibly flawed, and we get to watch her just project all of her insecurity and her fears and her doubts and her beliefs and all of these things, just project them everywhere. But in particular on her sweet, innocent, lovely little boy who just wants to go in the carousel, who just wants to go and play with his mom. The dynamic between her and the other mom, just gold. So well done, so funny. And that moment of when the little girl was about to catch the toy and she throws the water bottle in order to throw it off, like just taking this way too seriously. And then it's funny because I think this film could have gone two very different ways. It could have been very sad, very tragic, very much on the dramatic, like, oh my God, this poor little boy is at the mercy of his mom, and now he's in a wheelchair, and look at what's done. But they did such a good job of making that really sad, awful story for this boy and turning it into something that was so funny. Just really tastefully and creatively done, that they were able to make us love this mom, despite all of her very obvious and deep flaws. And if that's not great filmmaking, I just don't know what is.
I thought this was a really interesting piece because it was both balanced in being deeply funny and verging into the absurd, but there also is a real raw honesty to it as well, and a great commentary on the struggles and limitations of motherhood as a single parent, and how that cuts off your ability to be seen as a potential dating object, your ability to have fun, and the comparison between the perfect mother's way of doing things and how our children's performance in life with very measurable standards such as grades or catching le pompon is a way to see our own self-worth. And I thought that was really well explored with that balance of comedy and groundedness. And I think the performances were excellent. I believed in the relationship between the mother and son, and I thought that their dynamic was absolutely excellent. The mother's role and her performance was beautiful because she had to have all these peaks and valleys of going to the furthest extremes to really, once the party's over, once the pom-pom was caught, having to really settle in and let that realization wash over her of what she put him through. The slow motion moment of reaching for the stuffy was absolute gold. I thought that was just excellently and stylishly done, especially in terms of the storytelling, opening the door to reveal himself as a very broken young boy, but with the raccoon in hand. So yeah, absolutely love this piece.
Super funny, heartwarming, great mother-son relationship movie. And it feels like it could totally be expanded, into a feature, and having a film like this is so great to have if you wanted to, adapt this into a feature. But as a short, it works perfectly. The acting's great with the lead, and that little kid's so cute, and he's so funny, and he's like awesome. He's so good. Um, yeah, it's just great. And then, to me, the best part was, the scene at the end where she kind of lets go and lets out all her problems. Um, Maybe reveals a little bit too much when she's cheering Ryan on. Yeah, it's so good, and that's just such a genius way to get across, her problems, and kind of the theme of the movie, and using, the carousel as a backdrop. I really love. So great job.
So I thought the concept for Les Pompon was just so funny, and it was really funny to see the two mothers kind of live out their rivalry with each other through their children. And then seeing the kids get really into it was really funny as well. And I think Ryan's mother in particular just really nailed her role. And the scene where they were both jumping towards the toy, I thought that was so well done, and you guys really captured the intensity of the moment in such a silly way, because it is such a silly moment, but I think you guys really did a good job of making it feel really intense in the moment and really important. And the ending where he ended up going viral, I thought that was a great way to wrap it up. But yeah, great job.
Well, a very satirical piece about a mother who's trying to deal with life, and develops a strange preoccupation with how to deal with it, in a way that's ironic and humorous. So it was really well done. It was well shot, and the actors all did a great job. The kids were great, and good editing, good score. I'd be interested to see where they go from here. Yeah, an interesting thing to kind of base their self-worth on, the Pompon. So, I hope it works out for these characters in their lives. But yeah, no, it was a fun piece. So good job.